Hey everybody, welcome back to another action figure unboxing and review, G.I.Joe Classified Edition. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Retro Scarlett. Scarlett was one of the first figures released in the line when Classified first started, and she was also one of the first figures released in the Real American Hero line in 1982. In fact, she was the first and only woman in that initial wave. And she had the distinction of having a completely different uniform than the rest of the group, just like Snake Eyes, who was in all black, and Stalker, who had the camo BDUs. Everybody else was in an olive drab uniform. And Scarlett also, of course, by necessity, had a original head sculpt, because a lot of the other figures shared head sculpts with each other. That's why we had Zap and Grunt looking the same, and Hawk and Short Fuse had the same heads and whatnot. In any case, there were a lot of fans who were vocal about their displeasure of the original Scarlett's design for Classified, because they were based on the Blackout video game that came out around the same time. I guess they were developed around the same time, at the same time. Lenny, the lead designer for the Classified line, it might have even been the one who drew up the images they used for the Blackout game. I'm not sure how that worked. In any case, fans had been clamoring for a more retro looking Scarlett ever since the retro line started, and we had to wait a while, but we finally got her, and she just looks fantastic if you're a retro collector. If you like that a Real American Hero look, this is definitely the Scarlett for you. And as you can see, just like with the Wakanda review, the card is just a blown up version of what we got 40 years ago in the original Real American Hero line. She does have, it's a redrawn look. It's not the same artwork blown up from 40 years ago. It's slightly redrawn, but it's the same, similar pose and similar gear. Just they added the updates that they made to the character when they made her for Classified that weren't there for the Real American Hero. And the card, of course, is much sturdier. This is stock that's similar to the Marvel Legends retro line, because they had issues with the previous retro waves cards being too thin and flimsy and getting the crap bent out of them by Walmart, because Walmart used to be the sole distributor of these figures in the United States. They had the exclusive. Pulse would get a few of these, but they would sell out quickly, and then people would have to go through Walmart if they wanted this, and Walmart had a tendency to destroy the cards and packaging by shoving them into boxes that were too small for them. But this is no longer a Walmart exclusive. It's available everywhere, and the cards are thicker. Should be able to get a decent looking one if you want to keep it mint on card. I do have another one of these that's unopened that I'm going to do just that with. I'm going to keep it mint on card, and I'm going to display it as is, while having this one out of the package in my display case itself. Let's get her out. I've already got the bottom slit open, so I can just slide the tray out. And quickly look at the back of the card. I forgot to do that. Here's the legalese on the bottom. The other three figures in this wave, I do have Duke, but I only got one of him because the one in my case now, the original release for Classified, I didn't think looked that bad. Plus, I'm getting the Mezco version, and that's the one that's going to be in my display permanently. So I didn't see the reason to get another one to pull out, to open rather. So we'll see if I stay with that, because he looks really good. So I might end up getting another one of him anyway, just so I can have a Classified Retro Duke for my Classified display once I get a bigger display area. And here, of course, we have the file card info in 5 different languages, unfortunately, so we only get that little bit of a blurb. It would be nice if we could just get cards in English, or if you live in Germany, in German, but Hasbro isn't going to do that. best we can hope for is they get their website, their G.I.Joe.com website up and running again and get more detailed file card information for their figures. Anyway, that's the card. Let's take a look at the figure. Gotta pop her out of all this stuff first. She comes with a pair of trays here because she has a lot of gear with her and she doesn't have enough space in just one tray to keep it all. So they had to give her another one. I will say though that these plastic trays that they're storing stuff in, after they went back to plastic packaging from their little foray into plastic free, I will say the packaging in some places is even sturdier than the actual toy. Like not the figure, but the accessories. You mess around with the packaging, it feels like things are going to break when you're trying to get them out of here. So you just want to be careful, because some of this stuff is kind of flimsy. You don't want to break anything. I'm happy to say that the arrows, the crossbow bolts, are pretty soft plastic. So you shouldn't worry too much about bending them and breaking them. They'll bend pretty easily. Gosh, she's got a lot of stuff. Alright, like Rakondo, she comes with a stand. And it's got the G.I. Joe star on it, which is nice. And of course, it doesn't have the name written on it like Rakondo. It's got a place for it, but unfortunately, no name. If you have a label maker, you could probably, if it's small enough, you could probably type out a name and slap it on there. And here is Scarlett. Looking good, looking large and in charge. Her name's Shauna O'Hara, of course. And she is from Atlanta, Georgia. So guess where she got her last name from. Plus her nickname is Scarlett. So Shauna Scarlett O'Hara. If you were born in the 21st century, she's a Gone with the Wind reference. Look it up on Wikipedia or something. So here's the figure. Very nice looking. Looks just like a Real American Hero classic figure, although I don't think the original one had this quiver here on the belt. I could be wrong. I don't remember that being there in the original figure, and I don't have the original figure anymore, so I can't double check. They even gave her the throwing stars on her left gauntlet, just like the original figure. Although I think the original one had a slingshot in her back pocket. I don't see that here. She also has a secret pistol hidden on the inside of her left arm, so she's loaded. Got a grenade on her shoulder here as well. We got some red here to break up the monotony and also to contrast or to go along with her hair. Although it's a different shade, but still, that's probably where her uniform attaches. She pulls that up if she wants to take it off. And of course, she's got that yellow leotard and yellow gloves, and underneath that, a full gray bodysuit. And she also has yellow boots with pouches on either side. She has the quiver overlay here, although it's also, yeah, there's a peg right there where it pegs into her hip, which is interesting. I think that's designed to keep it from like moving around, but we've never seen anything like that before. Usually they just leave the belts loose. So it's interesting that they gave her a peg to hold it in place. You can remove this belt if you want, but it'll leave a hole on her waist, which might be a little bit unsightly. It might be something you might not want to do. I don't know. This piece right here is also an overlay. It's just a little pad of some sort. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be. And she also has a knife sheath overlay. Now you will notice she does not have a handgun holster. Even though you probably, I don't know, actually I don't know if I did this on camera, but she does come with a handgun. But she doesn't have a holster for it, unfortunately. Can't store everything on this character. She does come with extra hands and extra ponytails, so that wasn't going to be a possibility anyway. Just a good-looking figure overall. Nice head sculpt. She's got earrings on, some lipstick. Might even have some blush around the cheeks. Can't tell. Looks like she might have some eyeliner as well. So she's, right after she kicks some Cobra butt, she's already made up for the club or whatever she wants to do in her off time. Let's see, that got up a little bit. Nothing much on the back side. Like no designs or anything, just plain yellow, plain gray, more yellow. So, going over articulation, she has the dumbbell at the top with the neck joint. So it gives a little bit extra, even though there's no hinge. She can look down about that far, and she can look up about that far. Although your ability to look up will depend on which ponytail you use, or if you use a ponytail. She can do the Exorcist. She has a ton of tilt. She's like a bobblehead. Her arm can hinge up a little bit better than 90. You can go all the way around. She does have the butterfly joint there. Bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows. She has a left or an up vertical hinge on both sides. I'm not surprised she's ambidextrous. Like most female figures, she has the diaphragm rather than the ab crunch. So she can go about that far forward, not much at all. She's got a little bit better on the back, but still nothing to write home about. They really need to adopt that Black Widow female body that Marvel came out with their last Black Widow figure. They need to adopt that for Classify. That would make their female figures so much better. She can twist at the diaphragm there and tilt. And she can also twist at the waist, but no tilt there. Oh wait, yeah, she does have some tilt there. My bad. So she can tilt all around. She's got the drop down hips. And she can almost get the Van Damme. If you really push it, she can do it. She can kick out about that far and kick back about that far. She does have a thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees, boot swivel, foot pegs back about, hinges back about that far, it hinges up that far, rock side to side, and she's got the peg holes in the bottom. Now out of the package, she comes with 2 gripping hands, as you can see. Trigger finger hands there. She also has a pair of fists, because Scarlett is a martial artist, so she can throw down if need be. And she has a pair of ponytails. You can pick and choose whichever one you want. They can snap into her back of her head like so. You got one that's more like a flowing in the wind type style. And then the other one hangs down like so. Actually, they're both kind of like flowing around out behind her styles, really. You can also move it around like that if you wanted to, or move it to the side to let it hang a little bit more naturally, although I don't know, that kind of defies gravity. Or you can just remove the ponytail and have her short-haired. I mean, as long as you don't view her from the side, you won't see the big honking hole in the back, but then she's got a big honking hole in her torso as well, so what's the difference? You can have a short-haired Scarlett if you want. Perfectly acceptable. And here is the pistol I mentioned earlier. It's got a hole for blast effects, all in green plastic. The slide on the top is a little bit darker green than the rest of the gun to give it a nice contrast. She doesn't have a holster, like I mentioned, so that doesn't go anywhere. She's got this knife, which is, again, all green plastic. The blade is in a darker green color than the handle. They made it that color instead of silver or chrome. She does have a sheath for this, so you can put that on her. That slides into her waist right there. She comes with this backpack, all green plastic. And mine's got a little bit of loose plastic mold there. It's got a bunch of straps and pockets and more. I think we've seen this backpack before, though I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember where. But this does look familiar. No other paint, unfortunately. It's all green plastic. As usual, Hasbro doesn't bother painting the buckles and whatever to give it more color. But to be honest, if painting things meant we got fewer accessories, then don't paint anything. I'd rather have the accessories. She also comes with an M4. This is similar to the one that came with Grunt, which is you saw in my review on Sunday. Again, this is all green plastic with a darker green for the stock, the scope on the top, just like Grunt's rifle, and the extra clip or magazine, or not extra magazine. This is the only magazine, but it's removable. Unlike Grunt, though, she did not have a spot on her belt to store the magazine. So when you put it on the backpack, it'll probably dig into her arm somewhere, unfortunately. She comes with the G.I.Joe laser rifle from the cartoon. All green plastic. Again, light green on the front, dark green on the stock. It's good that we're getting these guns, as well as with Cobra, we're getting the we're getting their cartoon submachine guns. I think that's a nice touch. Even if these figures aren't necessarily comic accurate. Or cartoon accurate, I should say, not comic. It's still cool that we're getting the cartoon style weapons, and some of the figures that we're getting are also cartoon style. Okay. And she also comes with a crossbow. Of course, you knew she was going to come with a crossbow. It's Scarlett. That's like her main thing. It's kind of a flimsy material, unfortunately, so be careful with it. Like, it won't break, but it will bend easily. And it comes in, it doesn't come in two pieces in the box. In the package, it's in one piece, but you just put it together like that. And she does come with 4 bolts, and you can even slide them in here, and they'll stay on pretty well, see? Because there's a little like notch there that you can stick them in. That'll hold them in place. And there's another notch at the front that will also add to that. So that's pretty cool. It's all black plastic. It's got a little counterbalance right there. And the bolts, I believe, can all fit into the sheath, the quiver here. It does widen to allow them to slide in. This one, let's focus. This one's got like 5 prongs on it. It looks like it's designed to. It looks like it's a. I don't know. It looks like it might be designed as a rappelling cord, like there's supposed to be a rope attached to it, and it shoots up and stabs into something, and then there's a rope attached that allows you to climb up. All right, these two look similar. This one's got a more narrow arrow tip than the other one. The other one's wider, but other than that, they look fairly similar. And then this one, looks like it might be an explosive arrowhead, perhaps. In any case, you should be able to get them all into the holster, although you will have to turn the grappling hook one upside down because the arrowhead won't fit into the plastic, I don't believe. This is a little narrow. It's designed for the other 3 to fit in nicely, but that one doesn't want to go in all the way. Maybe it got turned around. Nope. Alright. I think I put these in the wrong way. You might have to stick this one in at the end here where it's shorter. See how it kind of goes around like that? It means you got more space on that side than you do on this side. So maybe you should stick that one in at the end. And then that'll give you more space for these. Then again, maybe they don't really want to go in. Yeah, that's not really effective. And the thing just came out of the hole on the side. That could have been designed a little better. But it is what it is. I'll just slide these in. And then put the other one into the crossbow itself. And I can display her like that. That'll be easier. There might be something in there that's sticking. Or keeping, because there's, it's really weird that those two in the near and the that on that side go all the way in, but the two on this side don't. Even though that side looks like it has more room. There might be something in there. Okay, there we go. Pushed it down a little bit harder and it went in easily. Let's see if I can get this one in. No, it just wants to slide into the next area and get stuck. I'll just stick this one on the crossbow itself. There we go. And it fell out. That didn't fall out because it just falls out. It fell out because I smacked into it when I was trying to get the crossbow in her hand. I'll just stick that back in there. And now it's good to go. So yeah, this is a really good Scarlett. It's going to look nice in the display. I probably won't display her holding everything. Like, I'll probably take the backpack and the guns off and just have her with the crossbow. I think that'll be easier. Put everything else away for now. I don't even know if I'm going to attach a ponytail or not. I might just leave her with the short hair. That way it won't hinder any character standing behind her. But no, I think it'll be fine. Maybe with this ponytail. And I dropped it on the floor. I'm dropping a lot of stuff on the floor lately. But yeah, I might stick this ponytail on her. Scarlett came out, I want to say last month, but it might have been March. And she came out along with Rakondo and Duke. And we're still waiting for them to reveal what the next... Oh, wait, no. Beachhead, No Serpent, and Eels are the next wave. But we're waiting for them to reveal the wave after that. A lot of people think that the Retro Cobra Commander, the one with the normal Cobra symbol instead of the Mickey Mouse symbol, will be part of that wave. But we don't know who the other two figures are. So it's going to be a 3-figure wave, apparently. There are rumors that Flint might be one of them. Retro Flint would definitely be welcome. A lot of people didn't like that version of Flint either. I don't mind as much, but a Retro one would be better. In my opinion, I would definitely get 2 Retro Flint so I could open one, because I do want to replace the Flint I currently have on the shelf with a newer version. This is a great figure. I really like the Retro line. I really would like for them to do more like alternate designs for the standard figures, and then do Real American Hero, slight Real American Hero updates with the Retro line to make them look as much like their 1980s counterparts as possible, with, you know, with a few upgrades, obviously, but to make them look similar enough like this. But then in the regular boxed waves, they can go out of the wheelhouse. They can try new designs and different things. I really think that's the way they should do it going forward. So we'll see if that works. Next week, I don't know exactly who I will be reviewing yet. There will be a poll up, or there should be a poll up. By the time this video airs, there should have been a poll up for a while. So just vote on that in the community tab, and then I'll review whoever wins next week. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you next time.